Okay. Uh, okay. Oh my God. So let's talk about the main reason why men, some men, bring foreign women back to the states. I know you get over there, right? You know what I'm saying? You meet a female, and you know she give you some of that sunshine pussy, and in your mind, you're like, damn, you know, if I go back to the States by myself, I'm going back to like struggle land. Basically, the U.S. is struggle land for a lot of men out here, man. Struggle to get a woman and shit because of the dating scene and the dating apps and you know all that other stuff. A lot of guys. Let's face it, man. They don't have the funds or they don't have the drive to get the funds or what I'm saying. They don't have all that going on, and a lot of guys don't want to stay in they don't want to stay in a foreign land. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to, you know, they don't want to fucking like learn a fucking language, a new language, and you know, so they start thinking about bringing the female back to the states. Now, I told you how dangerous this is, but you gotta look at it from some of these guys' perspectives. The reason why a lot of guys bring foreign women back to the states, and I'm gonna say this: a lot of men out here in the states don't have instant access to sex. Okay, because of the competition. Okay, there's so many men to compete with in the U.S. Okay, so a lot of men ain't got the funds like that. They're not well established. They don't have pensions. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a whole lot of money put away. They don't have $300,000 or $400,000 put away. So what they do is they said, "Fuck it, bro." And I understand why dudes bring women back over here, man. They don't want to go back to that lonely incel life that they were living before they went overseas. Now, let me tell you, over here in America, you struggled. You went overseas, you had a lot of sex. Okay, you met a hot, bad chick, right? She gave you tons and tons of sex, and you're like, God damn, if I go back to the fucking States by myself, I'm gonna go back to incel life again. So then you're like, okay, I'll bring her back to the States, right? This is what a lot of dudes do, you know. So they bring them back to the States, right? Um, and they take that risk of the female getting over here and leaving them for Chad or Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you bring back a bad bitch, okay? A bad bitch that's considered a fucking 8, 9, or 10 in the States, okay? You bring a bad bitch, you have you got a chance of losing her, okay? There's a 50-50 chance that you might lose your bad bitch, okay? So A lot of guys, let me tell you, the real honest truth, what's really down, what's really going on. A lot of guys, they visit these foreign lands, okay? They ain't had no bad bitch before in their whole entire life, and they get over there and they're dating bad bitches, okay? A lot of guys ain't got that money like that to stay out there. That's the reason why a lot of guys bring the women back, okay? And a lot of guys, they got the funds, they got, 401ks, they got pensions and stuff like that, so they're able to stay inside those countries and never come back. But when men go over there, when some men go over there to these foreign lands, right? They start running out of money, or they can't stay very long. Their visa is running out. Okay, you know, they say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna bring her back to the states, and I'm gonna take that risk of losing her to a Chad or a Tyrone when I get over there, back to the states." So, um, will I bring her back to the states if I was over there? Me personally, no. Um, it depends, man. It depends, Like let me tell you this, man. A lot of guys ain't gonna have that money like that to stay out there. Now, if I hit the jackpot, yeah, I'm gonna have money to stay out there, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try to stay out there, and try to retire out there. But that's not the case for a lot of men. Okay, a lot of men don't have that ability. Okay, they don't have that. They don't have that ability to stay out there. They don't have the funds, and they come back. And if they fucking, you know, if they come back alone, you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna go back to them droughts. You're gonna go back to like jacking off with to porn all day long. Okay. In that case, let me say this, man. Hey, if I was in that situation, I would bring the bitch back over here just to have access to sex, so I won't fucking struggle. You know, and if I lose it to a Chad or a Tyrone, so be it. It was some good sex. You know what I'm saying? And I knew the risk, right? I knew the risk. I knew that I probably might lose her in about a year or so. But at least you got some sex and some good, busting some nuts. You know what I'm saying? Within the past. I mean, yeah. So, like, that's just me. If I went out there just for a vacation, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But on the other hand, if I got the funds, I would stay inside that country. You see what I'm saying? If I had the money, I would stay there because though those countries are a hotbed for beautiful women, especially Thailand and Colombia. Those are hotbeds. You want to stay where the hotbed is. You see what I'm saying? So would I do that if I went to Colombia or something like that? I think I would, man. Cause you know what? You know what? I would probably bring her back to the states, and I'm gonna tell you why. Before a lot of guys, say, "Hey, man, you said you didn't want to bring her back to the states. Don't bring her back here and stuff. You made videos about it." But I thought about it for a little bit. You feel me? I thought about it. I thought, hey, if I didn't have the money to stay out there, if I go back to the states alone, man, I'm gonna go through droughts again like I was before. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be low level women and shit like that, man. Yeah, yeah. I would bring her back to the states, bro. When you think about it, when you think about it like that, I would bring her back to the states. And that's why, what's that guy? what's that guy who brought the female, the Filipina, or I think it was a Thai woman he was with. Yeah, I think yeah. She was a Thai woman and an older white guy. Whatever. I think it's David something, David and Annie or something like that. Yeah, that's that show I was watching right here on YouTube. David and Annie, right? And I was wondering why this motherfucker had brought that Thai woman back to America. I was like, damn, you know, he was struggling over here. That's the reason why he went to a foreign land. His family know why he went way over there to Thailand to get a wife because he couldn't get a beautiful woman out here in the states. Okay, so he brought her back to the states where he can have instant access to sex because he couldn't get that type of woman here, so he had to go out of the states, and he had a family that had a little bit of money and stuff like that because he was borrowing money from his family. You know what I'm saying, to get the ring and all the other stuff, man. So he brought her back here. I don't know if they're still married, but it looks like they are. But they've been over here for years already. So you know, um, and you know what? It's been some nightmare stories where females get over here and they leave you for a Chad or a Tyrone, right? You know, they leave you for a Chad or a Tyrone, and there's been some stories where they still are married. But you know what? I say like this: if you're gonna bring a female over, you know, make sure she's not too bad. Okay, make sure she's not an 8, 9, or a 10 because you're gonna lose her really quickly if you get her over here. Okay, I say maybe a step over you or something like that. If you're a 6 as a guy, just get a 7, man, and bring her back over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure she's not too bad. Cause you bring an 8, 9, or a 10 over here, bro. You risking losing her to Chad and Tyrone. Cause all them Chads and Tyrones, they're gonna be hitting on her all day long. And when you get over here, let me tell you, bro, there's a process for her getting her green card. Okay, there's a process. There's a long process. We talking about a couple of years. Okay, when she get over here, she ain't gonna get that green card right away, bro. It ain't like she automatically gets that green card. So guess what, nigga? You got like 2 years or 3 years of free sex. Okay, okay. You put her on ice for a little bit. You get over here. You put her on ice. She ain't, you marry. You know what I'm saying? Um, you don't marry her right away. You just wait for a year or 2 or 3. You know, get enough sex about the deal. Like I said, man, a lot of guys, they get over here, man, after traveling in those countries, and they get passport rage. They like like, God damn, I was over there dating, 7s and 8s and shit. I come over here to this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So they get that passport rage. They upset because they back in the matrix and they not getting them bad ones no more. It was like a fucking dream and shit, right? So you gotta realize, man, that some of these females they got that magic in them countries enough to make your ass melt, right? Enough to make your ass melt, and you will be bringing her back if you cannot afford to stay in those countries. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're struggling in the U.S. You gotta understand what be going through a lot of these dudes' minds when they want to bring the female back over to the states. They're like, God damn, if I go back to the states, I'm gonna struggle. It's gonna be more droughts and shit. Yeah, I'm bringing this bitch home back with me. You see what I'm saying? So if you're struggling in the states, you're gonna bring her back. Let's keep that a buck, right? If you're like struggling, you're a 5 or a 6 in looks or whatever, you don't want to go back to having droughts. You're like, man, I've been having droughts. I've been struggling trying to get a woman out here. It's hard to get a woman. You know, if I bring this bitch back, I'm gonna risk losing her to a Chad or a Tyrone because you're gonna get a beautiful woman. You ain't gonna get no average bitch. You're gonna bring a bitch back. At least she gonna be at least a 7. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't bring no water buffalo back over here though. You know what I'm saying? Make sure she in shape. Make sure she working out and she knows how to cook and shit. That's the most important, man. Making sure she's fit and she knows how to fucking cook and keep her household clean. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you're gonna bring her back, and some niggas gonna say, "Man, I ain't gonna never bring no bitch back over here." Shit, dude. Shit, shit. Just wait till you start thinking like, "Damn, if I go back to the states, I'm gonna have them long ass droughts again, man." Yeah, I'm bringing this home. I'm bringing this bitch back home with me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. And there you go. You know what I'm saying? You got, even if she leaves you years down the stretch, because that's what's gonna happen, man. You know what I'm saying? She might leave you like maybe 2 or 3 years down the stretch, but that's good. That's 2 or 3 years of good goddamn sex, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That's 2 or 3 years of goddamn good sex. Hey man, that beats going 2 or 3 years jacking off, stre- you know, you know, like like that that beats that. You know what I'm saying? All 3 or 4 more years jacking off, going through droughts and shit. Like if I like I said, man, if I went down there just to visit, and I met a bad bitch that was a 7 or 8, okay, I would bring her back to the U.S. If I was just visiting, what I'm saying, and I didn't have the money, right? I didn't have the money saved up. I didn't hit no jackpot or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like this. It's either stay out there. You got the funds. That's what I highly recommend. I highly recommend you stay in those countries. But that's not always the case all the time. Like not every single man got enough money to stay in them countries or have the skills to pay the bills in them countries. Okay. I think the only way you could stay out there if you had some money saved, like maybe like 100,000, 200,000, and you're working. Okay, because most of the times a lot of guys get over there, they start running out of money. Okay, or they lose their job. It's been times where dudes get over there and they lose a job and they can't find another one, so they end up having to come back to the U.S. That's why I say maybe you should check into some like some school or some shit like that, right? You know, um, teaching school, teaching English. That way, man, you can stay out there long term if you're an English teacher, big time. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're an English teacher, you can stay out there. Um, that's what I highly recommend. But I recommend bringing her back to the States if you're a guy just visiting and you don't have the funds saved up, right? There's a lot of guys who don't got their money together completely. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that stability like that. They just got jobs, right? And a little bit of money saved, right? But I recommend it if you feel like you're gonna go back to the States, right? If you're going back to the States and you don't want to have them long nights jacking off, you know, alone, going back to struggle land where you can't get a woman and shit like that, I recommend that for them. You know what I'm saying? And just I'm gonna let you know, you risk losing her to a Chad or a Tyrone. Okay, but then you gotta look at it like this. Even if you lose her to a Chad or a Tyrone, there's more bitches where that came from. Now you know, hey, I gotta live out there now. You know what I'm saying? Live out there. Because out here, man, there's a lot of competition, man, for women, man. I mean, it's so competitive that you know, right now in the U.S. there's the 80-20 rule, right? Right now in the U.S. there's the 80-20 rule where 80% of the women deal with only 20% of the men. I gotta get some food inside of me, man. Yeah, I gotta get me some food, guys. So that's what's gonna happen, bro. Like, I understand the guy who don't want to come back to the states and struggle. You feel me? Doesn't want to go come back to the states. You know, don't want to go through the struggle land. So there's two ways of doing it, right? There's two reasons. Well, it's just one main reason, right? Reasons why men bring them back here because they don't have the funds to stay inside the country, okay? And they don't want to go back to struggle land, okay? That's why men bring them back to the U.S. And a lot of times, you know, um, they don't want to stay inside that country where the living is tough and you know where they might run out of money. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to learn a different language. They're like, nah, I'm gonna bring this back. I'm gonna bring this bitch back to U.S. When I look at it like that, then I say, okay, yeah, you know, I understand why men bring them back to the U.S. Especially if you're a guy that struggled. Let me tell you, these females, they know you struggling to get a woman out here. That's the reason why you went out to go get, you know, a female from their country. Okay, these females know, you know, that you struggling. They're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Reason why you went out to Thailand to find a wife, right? They know. They're not stupid. Because if you were a guy that didn't struggle, you won't have to go out to these countries and get a woman. And so what if you struggling and you can't get a woman in the U.S. and you went to like Colombia to get a woman? So what? It's your business. You know, we got a lot of dick watchers out here, man. You feel me? Motherfuckers talking about, you can't get a woman in the U.S., so you had to go out to like Brazil to cop you a woman. Okay? So the fuck what, man? You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of guys don't come around about, man, don't bring her back here. But you gotta understand a lot of what a lot of guys are going through that can't stay out there, that got that don't have the funds to stay out there. What they gonna do? Go back to struggle land? Or are you gonna bring that bitch back over here where you can get plenty of sex? So you can have instant access to sex like you're supposed to as a man. You see what I'm saying? Are you gonna bring that bitch back over here? Hell yeah. You feel me? If you don't have the funds though, you see, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys they ain't got the funds to stay out there. There's a lot of guys talking about going overseas, right? Getting them a woman, but they don't have them funds. So what they do is they make a quick trip, maybe a 2 week trip, right? Vacation out there for about 2 weeks. or 3 weeks, and they meet a bad bitch. Right away, she gives you tons and tons of sex. Now you getting spoiled out there, right? So you stay out there, you overstay your visa. You stay out there for 3 or 4 months. The fun start getting funny, right? You like the way I said funny? Fun start getting funny, bruh. Then, you know, you start thinking. You start thinking like, damn, if I bring this bitch back to the US, I'll have a lot more sex. And I won't be going through no droughts. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go back to drought land. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bring this bitch back home with me. So that way I won't be going through no more droughts. I came out here because I was having trouble in the US. You see what I'm saying? So, and when you look at it from that perspective, when you look at it, you know, in that case, right, then yeah, it'll make sense to bring your bitch back over here to the US. Especially if you're a guy that's been struggling in the dating market for years and you just could not fucking get an attractive female that you was attracted to. And a lot of guys, they don't want to go back to drought land. They don't want to be alone for Christmas, right? They don't want to be alone for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna bring that honey back over here, but there's a risk. There's a risk. You can lose her to a Chad or a Tyrone, or you can lose her to the bad boy. You can lose her, period, right? But some guys are willing to take that risk. And the thing is, you don't really lose anything. You just lose the girl, right? But you can also get another bitch in that country. You see what I'm saying? You can travel again and get you another hoe. It just, man, you don't want to be going through droughts your whole entire life, man. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't want to be out here struggling, right? You know, you don't want to be out here struggling in the dating market. Look how many years a lot of us have been struggling. Okay, I know a lot of you guys struggle like I do. That's why you follow me. Look how many years we've been struggling, right? To go over there to these countries to not struggle and get all the sex that you can desire, right? To come back to where you were struggling in the dating market so fucking hard. That's just gonna, man, it's gonna sit. It's not. I mean, shit. I don't know what to say. All I gotta say, that shit's not gonna sit well with you, man, at all. To think that, you know, you was having all these fucking, sex sessions and shit over there overseas and shit. You know, you got the women that you desire, right? You fucking hard, you fucking bitches. You know what I'm saying? And then for all that to fucking end right away, that's just gonna fuck. It's gonna fuck with you, and it's gonna give you passport rage. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So yeah, it makes sense to bring her back over here if you struggling hard, right? Look at it this way. The good thing about bringing her back over here is that you're gonna have instant access to sex. Okay, to a female of a higher caliber. Okay, instant access, right? So you don't want to be that guy, man. You don't want to be that guy that's going through droughts and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I gotta get some food, guys. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy that's gonna be going through droughts. And then I gotta go work out too, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You tell me what you guys think. Okay? Do you agree with me or not? You tell me. Because there's an argument out here, man, and the argument is, whether or not you should bring your honey back to the States. And a lot of us have been deprived of female attention, female validation. A lot of us feel that we're not attractive because of social media, you know, but we're really good looking, right? We could be attractive and stuff, but American women won't tell you that. They won't tell you how attractive you are. But foreign women will, man. Foreign women will tell you, man, that you are attractive, even though you know you are attractive. But, you know, females won't tell you that here in the U.S. They don't want to stroke a man's ego. In other countries, they'll stroke your ego big time, and that's what you like to hear, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You want to be, you know what I'm saying? You want to get your ego stroked, you know? But back to what I was saying about bringing a female over here in the U.S., it's a risk. But the question is, are you willing to take that risk so you can have instant access to sex? I'm telling you that what's gonna go through your mind, and I'm keeping it a buck, man. I'm keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping that shit a buck. You know what I'm saying? Sorry guys, I'm changing my clothes and shit, man, cause I gotta get out here and work out. But I'm keeping that shit a buck, bro. Like a lot of guys, they say, man, I'm not gonna bring that bitch over here, man. So she could leave me for a Chad or a Tyrone. But before you get on that plane, your ass gonna start thinking. For real, for real, for real. Your ass gonna start thinking like, God damn, do I really want to go back to struggle land? This girl, she was giving me some of that good sunshine pussy. You see what I'm saying? This bra, she was giving me some of that good sunshine, butter biscuit, uh, 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 sunshine, pussy and shit like that. She was giving me all that good shit. And now I gotta go back to struggle land. And that's where niggas develop passport rage, man. Because niggas was, you was dating a hot, Colombian female. She was hot as hell. Okay. She was super hot. And now you come over here to America and you got all these land whales waiting for you. Okay. You got all these fucking land whales waiting for you. How you doing? How are you? I'm fine. Let's hang out. Fucking bitch breathing hard and shit like that. Do you really want to come back over here to that? Right? That's what you're thinking and said inside your head. Let's be realistic. A lot of guys don't have the money or the funds or the skills to stay inside these countries. They got money to make a trip, but do you really have the stability to live in those countries? It takes money to live in those countries. Like I said, to escape the matrix, you got to have $300,000 saved. Do you really have all that money saved like that? You see what I'm saying? Do you really have money saved up? Do you really have money piled up in the bank like that? Most of the time, no. Now, some guys got that money like that. And most of those guys, when they got money like that, they stay out here. They don't go over. They don't go overseas, right? So, but do you really have money to like to stay out there? The answer is no. So you start thinking like, okay, if I bring that bitch back over here, then I won't have to deal with no more droughts. Okay. And I know what you guys gonna say, but Kelcat, you said don't bring them back over here. Remember you was making videos about don't bring these bitches back over here and shit. You know, but that's okay if you are getting women out here in the U.S. If you are not struggling, then yeah, you could say don't bring her back over here. But what if you are struggling in the U.S.? Okay, what if you are struggling getting sex? What if that's happening, right? And you come over here and you go through droughts again, 3 or 4 or 5 months, no sex. You go into bars trying to find women and you're struggling. You're gonna think like, damn, I should have brought that bitch back here, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at least I would have instant access to sex. You know what I'm saying? For as long as you kept her, right? Like, what if she bounces on you after 2 years? Okay, that was 2 years of good sex. Okay. And I know guys don't come around and say, well, Cal Cat, man, what you saying, bro? What are you saying? You said you saying bring this bitch back over here, back to the feminist land? And I'm saying, okay, well, I'm telling you the realistic thing, the real. I'm telling you the real. But if you bring her back over here, make sure she know how to cook and she's in the gym fit. No fat women, please, please, no fat women, no whales, man. You know what I'm saying? My lips are all dry and shit. Okay, so I don't know. You guys tell me what you think because coming back to the land struggling, okay, coming back over here where you struggled so hard, you're not gonna want to do that, bruh. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna want to do that. So you're gonna bring the bitch back over to America and take that risk, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what would you guys do? Somebody say something in the comment section or in the chat room because this is something that's serious, bro. Like, a lot of guys struggle here in the U.S. No doubt, no doubt. Now, you can either come back by yourself and have them long nights of droughts, you know, fucking 3 or 4 months without sex, dating lower quality females, okay? We all know when you come back to the U.S., you're not gonna be dating them bad bitches like you was dating in Thailand or in Colombia. You're just not. You got in Colombia, you'll be dating eight, nines, and tens, and when you come back to the States, you'll be dating threes and fours again. So who wants to go back to that life? It's kind of like being rich and then losing all your money, right? And you had to go back to eating poor scraps, you know, eating on a budget that's really tight, you know what I'm saying? Barely getting meals, you know what I'm saying? Having to skip meals and shit, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to go back to that lifestyle, right? From being rich to struggling again. That's what I'm talking about when I mean, you know, uh, going over to these countries like Thailand, Brazil, Cuba, or whatever, Colombia, okay? Like going over to these countries, having the cream of the crop women, okay? You're dating eight, nines, and tens. They badass bitches, and you come over here just to struggle again. So I'm saying, though you don't want to do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So some guys say, well, you know, Kelcat, I don't want to bring her back over here, man, because she might leave me for a Chad or a Tyrone or something. Oh yeah, I mean the females over here they leaving you. Shit, they can't. They don't even want to stay with you and shit. At least when she get over here, she'll stay with you for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? You can just bang her fucking brains out until she gets up and leave anyway. You know what I'm saying? The bitches don't stay anyway, man. Look at it like that, man. You know, even American, non-American, you know, a breakup can happen at any time, any moment. You see what I'm saying? And there, like I said, man, there's a process to the visa anyway. Like a Chad or Tyrone was gonna put a ring on it out here with these females. Okay, Chads and Tyrones, they're not gonna put no ring on it. So your female is pretty much safe. It depends how bad she is. Now, if you bring over a nine or a 10, okay, yeah, you in the danger zone when you bring her over here, man. Chad and Tyrone, they're gonna go after that. She gonna get out there and she gonna meet a Chad or Tyrone. But if the female is like a 7 or 8, man, then pretty much you're gonna be in the safe zone. Okay, but you gotta realize that a lot of dudes are not getting sex out here. So yeah, your girl gonna get hit on everywhere she go, especially if she's a 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes get over here, man, and you know they get that passport rage because they're not dating them hot women anymore. That's funny, man. It's like night and day, bro. You know what I mean? Dating dating outside the U.S. and inside the U.S. It's like night and day. You're gonna get badass bitches out there in these foreign countries, right? You're gonna get those bad honeys, and you come back over here, man. You be lucky to get a land well, okay? You'll be lucky to get a land well, you know. So if you look at it like this, okay, let's look at it like this. You go over to Thailand, okay, and you ain't rich. You ain't got $300,000 saved, okay. You just out there on vacation because you're trying to get as much sex as you possibly can before you go back to the U.S. So you make a vacation of a month, okay? Let's say you went to Thailand for like a month because you were struggling here in the U.S. So you needed to get out there and get as much sex as you possibly could, or as much sex as you possibly can, right? So you go over there, you meet this bad bitch, okay, that can put it on you like no other woman could, right? Bitch got a hot banging body, long silky hair. She's young. Her fucking hair go down her fucking back, all the way down to her lower back. She got that brown, silky skin. She got perfect teeth, perfect hair. She's gorgeous. She's just perfect. You know what I'm saying? So she give you that sunshine, buttermilk pussy, right? Get over there, and she wants to come back to the States with you. Now, a lot of y'all say, you know, I ain't bring that bitch back over here, man. Fuck that, man. So she could take advantage of me. But then when you're in that situation, it's gonna be totally different than what it is when you're not in that situation. When you're looking from the outside in, right? You got this badass bitch that want to come back to you, come back with you to the States. And you start thinking in your head, like, damn, if I go back home, I'm gonna be struggling again with a fucking like cold bed. You're gonna be jacking off to porn every single night. You're gonna be struggling to get a bad bitch like her in the States. Like I said, man, I recommend you stay out there, but that's not the case for a lot of dudes. I'm telling you, a lot of dudes ain't got that money to stay out there like that. That's why dudes come back. That's why you see motherfuckers getting back on planes, going back home because out there, that environment don't cater to American dudes unless you fucking like a teacher, an English teacher. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of guys went out there. They try to have families too, and they lost their job. They had to come back here. I heard stories of that. I heard stories where dudes just they tried to stay out there. They tried to have a family. They was busting proper nuts with a bad bitch. Okay. They're busting nuts with a bad bitch. Try to have a family. They had kids and shit, and they lost their job. Then they had to come back to the U.S. True story. This one female told me that. Okay, this one female told me, you know, that her man had to go back to the U.S. because he lost his job. Okay, so when you're in that situation, you know, um, a lot of guys are not gonna wanna uh, go back to the states to struggle land, basically. You know, um, what I say is that a lot of guys ain't got the funds to stay out there in them countries. So what are you gonna do if you found a honey that wants to come back to the states with you, right? A lot of guys will say, "Man, I wouldn't bring that bitch back." You know, I don't want to get played. But then if you're a guy that struggled in the U.S., you ain't gonna wanna. You're not gonna wanna. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to bring that female back to the states naturally because you're like, damn, I don't want to go back to struggle land. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. The only way you can stay overseas if you have retirement, pension check. Uh, yeah, that's why a lot of older guys they're able to stay inside like the country and stuff long term because they got a stable check coming in every single month. Okay, but a lot of guys ain't got it. They ain't got it like that. So it would make sense for you to bring her back to the U.S. If you're a guy that's struggling, do you? The question is, do you really want to go back to struggling, trying to get a woman, man, here in the U.S.? You see what I'm saying? Now, I see why David, the guy who was on David and Annie, right, that show. I see why he brought her back here because you can look at David and I could tell that motherfucker struggle. He like 50 years old now. You know what I'm saying? He can't get a young hot woman out here. He clearly struggles. He not the best looking dude in the world. Even as an older dude, he just ain't got no good features. He just look ugly. He's just not attractive. So I can understand the reason why he brought her over here. But you gotta understand how long she stayed with him, and I think she's still with him. She's still with him. Uh, how long she's staying with him? Look, he brought her over here years ago. Okay, she's still with him. So there are some cases where females stay with you when you get over here, and there's some cases where, they get over here and they leave you for a Chad or Tyrone. But when you think about it, man, these bitches don't stay anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well get tons and tons and tons and years of sex out of the deal. And not only that, when you marry a female, because you're going to marry her, especially if you're a guy that struggles. Let's keep it a buck. Guys who struggle in the dating market, you want to be married, right? Then you're gonna marry her. You know what I'm saying? Just so you can have instant access to sex. Like I said, man, a lot of guys they come over here, man, after being in those countries, right? After being in those countries, they come back to the U.S. and they got passport rage because they were having such a good time dating all the eight, nines, and tens, and they get over here and they got land whales waiting for them. They got land whales waiting for them when they arrive off the plane or the boat, whatever whatever you decide to travel in. Okay, land whales just fucking waiting for you when you pull up to the dock or when you pull up to the airport. Okay, so it would make sense in that case for guys to bring them back to the U.S. There is a risk you could lose her, but who wants to go back to struggle land, right? She comes over here, she gonna give you all that sunshine pussy. You won't have droughts. Okay, it makes sense for that to happen. Okay, so in that case, yeah, bring your bitch back over here. In that case, now I know a lot of guys gonna come around, they gonna argue with me. But what about feminism and what about this, man? Well, what about did she leave you for a Chad or Tyrone? But you gotta realize something that, bruh, what you gonna do? Come back to like struggle land and and go through drought? A little I can't even talk and go through droughts and shit again, bruh? You really wanna go through that again? You really wanna be alone? Say if you lose her, go back to the country and get you another one. Shit. There's plenty of bitches that want to come back over here, bro. It ain't like it's the end of the world if she comes over here and she leaves you for a Chad or a Tyrone. Nigga, get back on the plane and bring you back another bitch. You lose that one, go back again. Make another trip. Bring you back another bitch. So that way you won't be having these droughts. See, the thing is, they get over here, they're gonna stay with you for a couple of years, bro. They're not gonna leave you right away. You know what I'm saying? Even if she got a hidden agenda to leave you down the stretch, nigga, you gonna have 3 or 4 years of good sex with a bad bitch. You see what I'm saying? There's no there's a process to getting her green card. She can't come over here and get a green card right away. It's gonna take years. You know what I'm saying? Even if she got her green card and said, "Fuck you, dog, I got my green card now. I'm leaving your ass for a Chad or a Tyrone." You be like, "Okay, I got good sex out of that motherfucking shit though. I got some good sex. I wouldn't have no droughts." And by that time, man, you probably don't save some more money. So okay, I'm gonna go back over there and get me another one. And you keep on doing that shit, bro. And that's how you keep the droughts from like not happening. Cause let's be honest, it's hard to get a beautiful woman out in the U.S. It is. It's very hard. You see what I'm saying? And you gotta acknowledge that. You gotta acknowledge that it's hard to get a beautiful woman. Oh, it's time for me to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if that's the case, if you ain't got no pension or nothing like that, bring your bitch back to the States, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, that fool, you know, what's his name? David. He brought his honey back to the States, but he getting tons of sex right now, bro. They still together. You know what I'm saying? Of course, she probably don't love that dude. You know what I'm saying? But who cares about love, bro? You getting sex on a regular basis. He got instant access to sex. A lot of guys ain't got that, bro. That beats being alone. That beats, years full of droughts and shit. Like, yeah, bring your honey back over here. You know what I'm saying? I think people act like it's the end of the world if this female gets over here and she leaves you for a dude, for a Chad or Tyrone or whatever, right? Or for a younger dude or whatever. But it ain't like you can't hop your ass back on the plane and go get you another bitch. You feel me? It ain't like these bitches are not replaceable. These bitches are replaceable, blood. There's more where that came from. Like I said, man, you bring your bitch over here, you're gonna have instant access to sex 24/7, bro. 24/7. You're gonna have instant access to sex. And I know some of the naysayers, they're gonna come around and say, man, Kelcat, what you saying, bro? What you saying? You saying bring her back over to the feminist regime, to the feminist land? I'm saying if you can't afford to stay inside these countries, right? You can let's keep that a buck. A lot of men cannot afford to live in these countries, but they can afford to live there for part time. As most you can get out of a visa is 3 months. I stayed in Brazil for 3 months. That was the most I can get out of my visa, and I could have overstayed my visa. You know what I'm saying? But I was so in a hurry to get back to America, which I shouldn't have done. I should have stayed in Brazil. So I'm saying this, man. If you a guy and you ain't got a whole lot of funds like that, like if you ain't got, yeah, it'll make sense to bring a bitch back over to the U.S. It will. It would make sense for you to bring her back. You see what I'm saying? Now you see my point. I don't know. A lot of guys they won't. A lot of guys won't agree with what I'm saying. But I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it from a guy who can't afford to stay in those countries. Do you really want to come back and have these long ass droughts and date nothing but land whales, bro? Once you get used to dating beautiful women, you're not gonna want to go back. You're gonna come over here. You're gonna be having standards and shit. Once you fucking have a you know once you have beautiful women in your grasp, right? Once you start dating beautiful women, you ain't gonna want to stop. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna want to stop dating beautiful women, bro. So, yeah, bring your honey back if you cannot afford to stay inside those countries. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she might stay with you for almost forever. You might stay married to her, right? You might stay with her. There's been a lot of cases where men have brought, women over to this country and they stayed together. You see what I'm saying? I say, man, don't get the nines and tens, man. Like you definitely gonna get those stolen when you come over here, when you bring them back over here to this country. The nines and tens, I say keep them inside their country. You see what I'm saying? I say keep them inside their country because they gonna get stole. But you know the 6, 7s, and 8s, yeah, man, you can bring them back over here, man. You know what I'm saying? You can bring those females back over here. I don't know, man. You guys tell me what you think, bro. Cause I was just sitting here thinking, like, there's a lot of guys that are struggling in the dating market right now. You see what I'm saying? And for them to make a trip to go out there and date 8, 9s, and 10s and come back over here to this bullshit. I mean, shit. If you got a bad bitch, that's a 7 or 8, bruh. Why not? Why not bring her back over here, man? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mr. G, bro. I mean, if you're a guy that struggles here in America, why would you want to come back over here to the droughts? You see what I'm saying? It's better. I say bringing a female back over here with you is better than coming back to some droughts, to like, struggling, trying to get a good looking female, you know what I'm saying, in America, and you struggle. Why would you want to come back over here empty handed? I say, bring the bitch over here and get as much sex as you possibly can from her, you know what I'm saying, before you guys break up, or, you know what I'm saying, but that would be like a couple of years. You got a couple of years of good sex, man, out of the deal. You didn't go through droughts, you know what I'm saying? You had a woman and she stuck with you. Like I said, Annie and David, they are still together. Last time I checked. And Annie been over here for years. Probably like 4 or 5 years already. So David getting his fulfillment on, man. He's still fucking her. He's still getting some good sex. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a guy that's struggling in the dating market and you having a hard time getting sex, you have a hard time getting a girlfriend, and you don't have the funds to stay inside that country, then bring that bitch back over here, bro. That's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't make no sense to be like, man, I ain't gonna bring that bitch back over here, bro. But then you get over here, nigga, and you ain't got a woman, you ain't got no sex. You like, God damn, maybe I should have brought that bitch over here, man. It's been like 3 or 4 months. I ain't had no pussy. This fucking dating market it sucks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I say it like this, bro. You know, okay, Mr. G, I see your point, and I always thought about that. But if you're a guy that's struggling in the date market, right? You know, if you're a guy that's struggling in the date market, right? And you older, right? And you can't stay out there in them countries, then what? And you ain't got the money to stay inside the countries, then what? I'm just trying to keep that a buck. I'm keeping it real, man. I'm trying to keep that a buck. Sorry, guys. I'm looking for my clothes and shit. You know, let's keep that a buck. I mean, yeah, you could bring her over here and not marry her. That's fine, and keep her as a girlfriend over here. You know what I'm saying? You know, but there are cases. You know, that's what I'm saying, Mr. G, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that you get over here, you're gonna struggle. Like you're gonna be like, damn, do I really want to go back to America? You know what I'm saying? And struggle like I did. It's gonna be long droughts, without any proper pussy around. Yeah, if she's at 8 and looks, you gonna keep her. You gonna bring her back over here. We talking about having instant access to sex. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she'll end up catching feelings for you. That's fine too, man. That's even better, man. That's even better. But what I'm saying is, bro, why come back over to the land of struggle? You know what I'm saying? If you out there and you meet a bad bitch, right? Let's say she's an 8. Forget the 9s and 10s. Let's say she's an 8. And you ain't never had an 8 before in your life, bro. Let's keep that a buck. You bringing her back home, bro. And she giving you that some of that sunshine pussy, and she got that hot stripper body that you like, that you see on porn and shit. You gonna keep that bitch around, bro? Because you know what I'm saying. Look, man, let's keep that honest. Niggas struggle in the U.S. A lot of average dudes struggle to get sex on the regular. You bring her back over here, you know the good thing is that you're gonna have instant access to sex. Okay, which a lot of guys struggle to get. Let's keep that a buck. Once you get over there and she gives you some of that sunshine head, she give you some of that sunshine pussy. Okay, you can be like, okay, I'm bringing this bitch back home with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing this bitch back home with me. I'm just saying for the guys who can't afford to stay out there. Now, if you can afford to stay out there, bruh, stay out there. Don't bring her back over here. If you can afford. On the other hand, you know what I'm saying? If you're a guy that's, well established and you got money, you see what I'm saying? Then stay over there in that country if you got the money. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you, man. Less man. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's only if you can afford to stay out there, Mr. G. So it's a gamble. I say to keep her there and then try your best to invest to stay in her country where there's less men and sex saturated in the sexual marketplace. Yeah, yeah, it is, bro. Hey, you're right. You're totally right. If you can stay out there. But let's keep that a buck. A lot of guys ain't got that money like that though. They probably won't have that shit until they get older. They probably won't even have a pension until they get a certain age. Right? You know what I'm saying? So let's keep this a buck. A lot of guys struggle to get sex, to get access to sex. A lot of guys can have long droughts of to 6 months, 7 months. You know what I'm saying? You know? So, bringing her back will only make sense if the guy is not well established with his career or his stability. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah. Just like I said a few months ago. It's super saturated here in the U.S. There's tons and tons of men, too many men to compete with, right? But I tell you, like, if you're a guy, this is only for a guy who's not established, financially, right? This is for a guy who's not established financially and he just has a job, right? Just to pay the bills and shit, right? So my thing is, yeah, if you are a guy that's struggling in the dating market and you having these long ass droughts, you're getting rejected all the time. You might get sex once every 3 or 4 months. If you're going out to bars and clubs, you're basically striking out, right? You're struggling. Yeah, it would make sense to bring her back over here so you can have instant access to sex. Yeah, it makes sense. If you don't have the funds, now if you have the funds, of course you can stay over there. A lot of guys, if they had the funds, they would stay over there, but they don't. They got enough money to visit. You see what I'm saying? They got only enough to visit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got that money like that to stay out there. Like I said, do you really want to come back to struggle land if you've been struggling trying to get pussy and shit, right? Do you really want to come back to like late nights without fucking, I'm telling you, some of the incel guys, they will do that. Matter of fact, I recommend incel men do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah, man. Hey, Mr. G, you totally right, bro. Passports is, that's what it's about, man. But most of us ain't got it like that, man. A lot of guys ain't got that financial thing. It's not solid yet. You see what I'm saying? It's not solid yet. A lot of guys don't have that. They don't have the funds to stay out there. God damn, where's my socks? I'm looking for my socks, people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys they don't have that the funds. So what I say, yeah, it makes sense to bring her back over here if you don't have the funds to stay inside her country. Because what's going to happen is if you leave that honey behind, it's back to struggle land you go. Then what? That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? If you can't, if you talking to, then what? When you get over there and you start running out of funds, your vacation funds and shit, and then the broad she want to come back with you. Then what you gonna do? When she the finest thing that you can get, okay? When she lay that femininity on you, when she lay that femininity on you, and she lay that fucking sunshine, good, wet, juicy pussy on you. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna try to figure out how can I run multiple live streams. I mean, with multiple people on it. I don't know if I could do that with my phone, but it's definitely a good topic to talk about, man. Because a lot of guys, let me tell you, they don't have the funds like that, though, man, to stay out there. Then what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? When you come back to the U.S. and you got land wells waiting for you, you see what I'm saying? You get off the plane and you got these big old hippopotamus females waiting for you. You're like, damn, I was dating these fucking eights, nines, and sometimes tens, and I get over here to this fucking bullshit. Is that shit StreamYard? It's free. Okay, all right. Can I set it up on my phone? I can do that. Yeah, you dating seven, eight, nines, and tens all day long in these countries, and then you come back here and there's land wells waiting for you. Now, if you're a guy that don't have the funds like that, yeah, I would say bring her over here to stop the fucking droughts. Just to stop the droughts. Like, damn, at least you got some, pussy waiting for you at home, a meal waiting for you at home. When she get over here, she gonna be taking care of the house. She gonna be cleaning up because she knows she want that green card, man. And getting a green card is a process. And while the process is happening, you're gonna be getting a whole lot of sex. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be getting a whole lot of sex in the process of her getting her green card. You know what I'm saying? So it beats, hey man, let's put it this way. It beats coming back home to your hand though. I started thinking about myself. I was like, damn, I wouldn't bring no bitch back over here so she could take advantage of me and leave me for a Chad or a Tyrone. And I thought about it. I was like, damn, if she's the baddest bitch that I can get, and shit, the reality is, bruh, you gonna bring her back to the U.S. A lot of guys say they wouldn't do it, but what you gonna do when you really in that situation though? What you gonna do if when you really date the bad one in Colombia or Thailand, and then when it's almost time to go, in the back of your mind, you're gonna be thinking like, damn, back to struggle land. Back to where people look at you strange and shit. Back to where I'm gonna have droughts with my hand. You're gonna bring that bitch over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep that a buck. A lot of niggas say they wouldn't do it, but what you gonna do when when you're really in that situation though? What you gonna do when she giving you that bomb ass head? What you gonna do when she giving you that sunshine pussy over there? You know what I'm saying? Every single day when you're fucking like jackrabbits every single day, and then you come back to America and you going through droughts and you got land wells. You can't even get a female that's slim and ugly out here, bruh. You can't even get a butterface, a female that's not attractive in the face. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well I'll set it up, Mr. G. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, yeah, we should have you know, we definitely gonna have a chat on this topic, man. You know, because a lot of guys they would say that they wouldn't bring her back over here, but a nigga who struggle, in the dating market, he gonna have second thoughts. Do you really want to go back to dry land where there's no fucking water and shit? Or are you gonna bring some water back home from me? It's like this, man. If you live if you live in the desert, right, and then you travel to where there's water, right, and like if there's a possibility that you could bring 2 years of water back with you, bruh, or 3 years of water back with you, you're gonna bring that water back to your desert, okay? Let's check this out, right? Here's a scenario. You living in the desert, you don't have any water, right? You struggle to get water. Every now and then you get a glass full every now and then. Okay? You struggle to get water. You don't and then you hear about this fantastic place where there's plenty and plenty of water, right? You say, damn, what I need to get over there and get some water. But you take a trip over there, right? You take a trip to where there's plenty of water. And you don't have the funds to stay over there, right? So you like, God damn, if I go back to my desert where I live, you know, I'm gonna be drought. I'm gonna go through droughts again, and I ain't gonna be able to. shit, I'm gonna try to bring some of this water home with me. You know what I'm saying? That's the basic like reaction that a lot of men will have is, hey, I'm going back home to struggle again. Nah, I'm bringing this bitch home with me. She's an 8 in looks or a 9 or whatever. I'm bringing this bitch home with me because I'm not going back to them land wells and I don't have the money to stay here. Same thing with the water analogy that I just used, right? You know what I'm saying? You took a trip out of the desert far away to get water. And only the basic, I mean the normal reaction to a man is to bring some of that water back to his desert. Okay? It's the same thing with, you know, going to a different country, dating a bunch of hot females, and then coming back to a country where you're dry. It's the same thing. Okay? Now, if you can stay over there in those countries, you got the funds, go ahead and do it. But if you don't have the money, bro, I say bring that bitch back over here where you ain't struggling, where you don't have to struggle for sex. Think about it. She'll be yours for a limited amount of time, of course. Before she might leave you, she might get over here and leave you and shit. But guess what, bro? You got instant access until she does leave you. You got access to pussy until she does leave you. Don't get attached too much. Don't fall in love. Just make sure you keeping that shit, keeping that shit casual or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying in that case, yeah, you should bring her back over here. Just in that case. Anyway, man, I gotta get up out of here, man. It was a good chat though, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, he said a limited amount of time. Yeah, and you know what? Mr. G, yeah, let's be realistic. There's a possibility she could get over here and leave you for a Chad or a Tyrone, for a guy that she really want to be with. You see what I'm saying? There's a possibility. But in that time, okay, you know what I'm saying? You got all the free sex with an 8, 9, or a 10. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You walking around with her, you got a beautiful woman on your arm, right? Right? Shit that you ain't gonna be. You don't have access to an 8, 9, or a 10 in the US. Let's just keep that a buck. He said, set up StreamYard today, man. I'm just keeping that shit a buck though, bruh. You feel me? I'm keeping that shit a buck. Because a lot of guys, they struggle in the dating market. A lot of us struggle. I struggle. Some of my subscribers struggle. And to keep from getting passport rage, you might want to bring that bitch back here so you can continue having instant access to sex with a hot female above your looks level. Because you can't get that in the US. You can't get a female that's above you in looks. But in these other countries, you can. You see what I'm saying? In these other countries, you can. Shit. Dude, I gotta find my fucking socks. Motherfucker. A lot of guys, they'll like say that until they in that moment. You see what I'm saying? They'll say like, I ain't bringing her back over here, man. What you talking about, bruh? We got feminism all over the place out here. I ain't bringing that bitch back over here so she can do, like, come on, man, really? But do you really want to go back to struggle land? I don't think so. I don't think so. You would say that shit on the outside, then wait till you face with that bitch inside of Brazil or Colombia or Thailand. Wait till you face to face with that bitch, and she give you some of that good that feminine trait, in your face. Wait till you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they say that shit all the time. I ain't bringing her back over here so she can be feminized. But nigga, do you really have the options like that out here though? You get over here. Why? This is what's gonna happen, right? You're gonna be over there in Thailand dating 8, 9s, and 10s, right? You're gonna be dating all these beautiful women, right? And then you're gonna get out there and be like, I ain't bringing you back over here so you can fucking take advantage of me. Shit, I ain't bringing her back over to America. Fuck all that shit. But then you get back over here and you got another dry spell going on. You see, you can't win. You got a dry spell. Your dick ain't been satisfied in months. Okay, you had 6 month dry spell. You're like, and you gonna think like, damn, maybe I should have brought that bitch over here. You gonna think differently, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Just like I used the water analogy, bro. Your basic instinct is to bring that water back to the desert. I'm telling you. You ain't gonna be saying like, damn, fuck all that. I ain't bringing this water back over here, man, because I want to continue. Nah, man. You gonna fucking bring that bitch back over here. Your natural instinct gonna kick in as a man, because you got sexual urges and sexual needs that you need to be fulfilled as a man. If you get over here and get that passport rage and shit going on, right? As they say, they call it passport rage. Okay, because you went from dating 8, 9s, and 10s, now you back to land wells again. So I'm like, dude, you're gonna bring that bitch over here, bro. Especially if she the best thing you ever had. Especially if she's the best looking female you ever had. You're gonna bring that bitch over here, bro. Because you're not gonna want to go back to drought land. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna want to go back to drought land. You're not gonna want to go back to fucking nothing. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? A lot of guys they always say what they would do and what they couldn't do and what they shouldn't do, right? Until they face to face with that 8, 9, or 10 in that country. Okay? There's a difference between saying that you wouldn't do something and then saying it while you in that moment. You see what I'm saying? When you're in the moment, you're gonna be talking a different tune. You be like, God damn, I really want to go back to America where I'm gonna have a drought as long as a goddamn Sierra, as long as a fucking desert. You know what I'm saying? he said, he said, on one guy's on YouTube channel, he says he's using a healthy way to stop his sexual urges until he travels to get sex abroad. You know, I don't know, man. There's no such thing, man. There's no way in the world you can stop your sexual urges, bro. They're always gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in the world you can stop your sexual urges. They're always gonna be there, man. You can't stop those sexual urges. You can pretend like they not there. Oh, but they there, nigga. They there. You can't stop your sexual urges, bro. That's like fighting against your nature, bro. That's something that, you know, that's something that you cannot do. You see what I'm saying? That's something that you cannot do. You cannot stop your sexual urges. You feel me? That's something that is impossible to do. And when you get over there, you're going to want to bring her back. So in that case, I would have to agree that
that yeah, you bring her back, man. That way you won't be alone on Christmas. You won't be alone on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be alone this Thanksgiving and holidays and shit, man. You know. Of course it's impossible, man. You a man. You built to have sexual urges, bro. A lot of guys, why are you trying to fight against your nature, bro? You are a human being. You can't stop sexual urges, bro. They're gonna always be there. It's impossible. If it was up to me, man, I'll have sex 3 times a week, 4 times a week, depending on how hot she is. If she's at 8, 9, or 10, I'm having her every single or every other day. You see what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second, guys. I would have her every single day, but you can't attain good looking or beautiful women in the US nowadays, man. It's nearly impossible. Think about that reality. Oh shit, I had to take a piss, guys. Uh, so think about that reality. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys ain't got that money like that to stay out in them countries, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get my exercise on today, guys. Let me tell you, if I went to Thailand today, right, and I met a badass Thai girl, and she wanted to come back to the States with me, I would bring her back, bro. I would. I don't want to go back to dating land whales and shit. Like fuck that. I'll bring her back to the States, and I'll take the risk because I need access to sex. I need to have me a blowjob. You know what I'm saying? We all know. Think about how long the fucking process is. For her to get her green card out here. You know what I'm saying? That period of time, you'll be getting sex, especially from a beautiful woman, bro. Like if you are not used to like dating a woman of her caliber, you know what I'm saying? It'll be all the time well spent, bro. And so what if you might lose her to a Chad or a Tyrone? Hey, you getting some sex, you know? You know? The thing is, man, a lot of guys don't have the funds to stay inside these countries, man. They don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the funds to stay inside the country. So they end up coming back here having passport rage. Well, if you bring a honey back with you, you won't have passport rage. You see what I'm saying? And some guys like, well, what if they leave us? So the fuck what, bruh? It's better than fucking coming home with your hand. It's better. It's better than coming home with your land whales and shit like that, man. You coming back home to land whales. It ain't like you coming back to the land of beautiful women. You coming back to the land whale land. You see what I'm saying? You coming back to the land of the land whales. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bring that bitch back over here if you cannot afford it. If you cannot afford to stay in that country. But I do recommend you stay in her country if you can't afford it. That's all I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can stay in her country if you cannot afford it. You see what I'm saying? You can't afford to stay in her country? Okay, cool. Back over here is where you won't have to be struggling and shit. Because what's going to happen when you come back over here, you see, like I said, man, a lot of dudes that get over there to these foreign countries, they start having all this sex and stuff like they never had before. And then when time start running out, they're going to start thinking, do I really want to go home sexually deprived? Okay? Do I really want to go home, you know, without any sex? Because that's what's going to happen when you get over to those countries, man. You see what I'm saying? You're going to come home, you know, sexually deprived like you was before. I think I might get a chicken sandwich or something. Nah, I'm gonna eat healthy, man. I was gonna get a chicken sandwich from uh from KFC, bro. Nah, I'm gonna eat healthy today, man. That chicken sandwich is on hit, but not today, man. I'm gonna go get me some vegetables and shit. But I'm saying, like, let's keep this real though. A lot of guys, they say they wouldn't bring they honey back over to the U.S. Okay, but when it all boils down to it, do you really have them options in the U.S. though? Do you really have them options here? Can you really afford to live in those countries long term? You know what I'm saying? Sunshine Shoulders, I think he got a check coming in every single month. I think because he was part of the military. You know what I'm saying? So he got a check probably coming in for the rest of his life, like a pension or some shit like that, right? He got a pension or something coming in every month. So he can stay out there like that. You see what I'm saying? But most guys can't stay out there like that, bruh. So I say, hey, take the risk. It beats coming home to nothing, bro. Hey, at least you get to walk around with a bad bitch on your arm until, you know, until you guys break up. Or she leave you for, you know, Chad or Tyrone or whatever. But hey, man, I'd rather be on the ride than not be on the ride at all. So anyway, man, you guys tell me what you think. I'm gonna upload that StreamYard shit on my phone and see if we can have multiple people talking, you know what I'm saying, all at once. Because this is a really interesting topic because a lot of guys don't really think like that. They think like, well, I don't want to bring her over here because she's gonna betray me and go off with some other guy or something like that, right? But on the other hand, do you really have the options like that to turn that shit down like that? Do you have access to like beautiful women in the States? I'm just saying. You get over here, it's gonna be land whales and females with kids and shit like that. Fat women, okay? You going after what you want in life, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, you know, doing whatever society say do, or you ain't accepting everything that society tries to give you and shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going after for what you really want in life. You're going after it. You know what I'm saying? So leave the comments in the comment section, man. I like to hear what you guys got to say, man. Because I know some guy could come out there, man, what you saying, Killcat? I don't want to bring her back to the feminist regime, bro. I don't want to bring her back to feminist land. Well, okay. Well, do you have options in the U.S. Like her? No. Okay, what what you gonna do then? When the next time you going back to like Colombia or whatever, or Brazil or Thailand? Well, I can make another trip in about 2 years, and like, dude, you're gonna go through 2 years of drought, or you gonna be struggling for 2 years until you get back to like Thailand? Yeah, no, bring that bitch over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bring that bitch over to America and shit, man. Show her a good time. You know, go out and have eat with her. You know, go out to eat with her. She come back to your house. She'll be yours for a limited amount of time. Like I said, a limited amount of time. She will be yours. But hey, it beats like having them long ass droughts and struggling and shit. It does. It does beat struggling in the dating market. Cause we gotta keep this a buck. A lot of niggas struggle in the dating market out here in America, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, all right, man. So leave your comments in the comment section. I like to hear from you guys. I get out here and work out and eat and shit, man, or eat and work out. Peace out, take care, and peace and chicken grease.